Hey, Craig from Bass Lessons Melbourne here. In this video today I'm going to look at the major pentatonic scale and ways in which we can make that scale more useful and usable in our everyday playing. It kind of follows on a little bit from my previous video on the minor pentatonics. And the major pentatonic is often overlooked by bass players in my opinion, but it's just as useful and just as much fun to use. So first off, let's figure out what a major pentatonic scale is if you don't already know. So it comes from penta, meaning 5, so it's a 5-note scale. And today my examples are going to be in the key of G. So in the key of G, we've got the first, the second, the third, the fifth and the sixth of the major scale. So in this case it's going to be G, A, B, D, E. And then you can put the octave on the top. So that's our major pentatonic in related to our major scale position. So playing it like that, you can really see how it outlines the harmony and the shape of a major scale. But playing in this position, especially down in the lower parts of the bass, I find it a little bit tricky. You know, it's a bit of a stretch to go from 2nd fret to 5th fret. So what's commonly done is we just transplant these notes to another area of the bass. Same notes, but just in a different place. So instead of playing the B here, we can play B here. And we get this scale. So we're just doing one shift from the G up to the A. And then the rest of the notes should fall nicely under the fingers, either first finger and pinky or second finger and pinky, whatever works for you. I like to use first finger and pinky, maybe because I'm lazy, but it just feels comfortable to me. So that's kind of the easier way of playing just a 1-octave major pentatonic scale. The next step would be to take that scale and expand it over more of the fingerboard, just to give us more options to play with. So this would be G major pentatonic, kind of full zone if you like. So I'll play that for you. Now playing it like this, you can actually see how closely related it is to the E minor pentatonic. And that's because G major and E minor are the same scale. E minor is the relative minor of G major. Don't need to worry too much about that just now, just wanted to point it out. So after we've done our full zone, just like with our minor pentatonics, we can start to play around with that and become more familiar playing in this full zone position. So I'm going to put on a bit of a backing track and just come up with a groove on using the G major pentatonic scale. So there, that was just straight G major pentatonic. There was maybe one extra note in there, I couldn't help myself. So play around with that, get comfortable with playing the major pentatonic in that position. And then next we can look at adding in a couple of other notes to add some colour and more interest to the major pentatonic. So the first note that we can add in is actually the minor third. which sounds a bit strange in terms of major scale, but when you hear it in context, it can add a really cool, slightly bluesy sound to your playing, which worked really well in a lot of rock, country, even pop stuff for licks and fills. So adding in the minor third would be, in the case of G, we would be adding in a B flat, which would give us this. So in terms of a scale, it sounds a little bit strange because it's half major, half minor, I guess, and we're emphasizing the G as the root. Side note, relating back to the E minor pentatonic, it's actually the same as adding in the flat 5. So minor third, flat 5, they're connected with the relative minor. So I'm going to play a groove, again G major pentatonic, and I'm going to do some licks and fills using the minor third so you can hear what it sounds like in context. Alright, so that's the major pentatonic with a minor third. So I was using the minor third for licks and fills. The next note that we can add in is the flat 7. So in the context of G major, that would be adding in an F, F natural. So the scale would sound like this. Again, in terms of a scale, doesn't sound that great, but if we use the 7th just as a note for our fills, then again it can add a really nice colour and flavour to our playing. So same again, I'll play groove using the flat 7 for fills. So you can hear how the flat 7 sounds in the context. I guess the final stage of that would be to add, to combine them both, so playing major pentatonic and using the minor third and the flat 7. So I'll play a bit of a groove and I'll use both the minor third and the flat 7 together so you can hear what that sounds like. That's pretty much it in terms of the major pentatonic and ways that you can maybe make it a little bit more interesting and try and include it in your playing. So don't forget to head on over to basslessonsmelbourne.com where there will be PDFs available for free to download for this lesson. You can also subscribe and get updates on new lesson content and new videos. So again, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time.